Making gains in the gym is unbelievably easy when you stop doing these 10 things. If you've been struggling to make fitness progress in the gym and reach your goals, there are potentially 10 reasons why this is happening. Today we're going to cover what those 10 things are and why they may be potentially stopping you from getting results. Let's get right into it. The first one is not tracking your workouts. A lot of people think that they aren't making progress in the gym, but if you ask them how much weight they lifted on an exercise 3 months ago, they have no idea. It's because they don't track. They may very well be making progress, but if they don't see it in front of them with numbers, they won't ever know it. So you have to track your workouts. If you want to be 100% sure that you're making progress, you need to track your workouts. Even seeing small progressions will let you know whether or not you need to swap out an exercise. If you are making small progressions, keep the exercise. If you aren't making any progressions and you know that because you tracked, then you know to change up your exercise. To be honest, at the start of your fitness journey, going to the gym and doing almost literally anything is going to get you results. But once you get to the intermediate level, that's not going to work anymore. And you'll never know if you're making the progress you should be making or could be making unless you track. The second thing you need to stop doing is program hopping. What I mean by that is, are you allowing enough time to pass for you to be able to make progress with your fitness goals and with your nutrition plan? You have to give yourself enough time to see if something works. And for most people, they change up way too soon to even know if what they're doing is working. We're in the era of wanting a quick fix for everything. And this is especially true for strength or physique goals. This leaves people looking constantly for the next best thing when it comes to their fitness and nutrition. Whether that's a special diet, whether that's a special exercise or a special recovery plan, everyone's looking for the next thing that's going to get them even better results than what they're currently doing. And that could be the thing that's holding you back. Building muscle takes time. Getting stronger takes time. Getting lean takes time. You need to give yourself at least 6 to 10 weeks to see if a program is actually working for you. And when I say that, I don't mean kind of doing a workout plan for 6 to 10 weeks and then you say, oh, that didn't work. I mean going all in on exactly what you know you need to be doing for 6 to 10 weeks. And then from there, if you're not making progress, switch to something else. But keep in mind that even though you may not be making huge gains, if you are even making some gains that are consistent week after week for 6 to 10 weeks, that very well could be a great program for you and you just keep doing it. You may not get as big a results as you want or someone else, but that doesn't mean you aren't making progress. It's just not going as fast as you want. You need to be more patient. Third thing you might be doing wrong is choosing the wrong exercise for your goal. If you want a bigger upper body, what exercises should you do? If you want a bigger lower body, what exercises should you do? If you want to lose body fat, what do you need to do? A lot of beginners have no idea where they should even start when it comes to getting the physique that they want and the strength that they want on certain exercises. So usually their exercise selection is based on stuff that they saw on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or their favorite fitness influencer, and they just decide those are the exercises I'm gonna do. If that person looks that way and they're doing these exercises, then if I do these exercises, I'm gonna look that way too. And that's just flat out wrong. Another mistake with the exercise selection is picking things that you're already good at. So for a lot of people, let's say you have strong quads, you're gonna pick squats because you feel strong at squats, you feel like you can be impressive at the gym, so you're gonna go with squats. But maybe you need to do more deadlifts to get closer to your goal. Even though you feel weaker, that may be the best exercise selection. Another example is a lot of people like to do bench press. Maybe the bench press with a barbell is not the best thing for you and your goal. Maybe you should do a different angle. Maybe you should do dumbbells. Maybe you should do machines. You just need to pick the right thing that makes the most sense for your goal. And for a lot of people, they have no idea where to even start. The fourth reason you may not be progressing in the gym is because you have bad form. What should you do? If you have the perfect workout plan, you go really hard on every exercise, and you're still not making progress. What's the holdup here? Well, it could be your form sucks. That may be tough to digest, but it's just a flat out truth. I've been a trainer for over 10 years. I've been in the gym for even longer. A lot of people's form is terrible with almost every exercise, and then they wonder why they're stuck and not progressing after the first year or two of working out. The form is bad. When is the last time that you checked your form? When is the last time that you recorded yourself doing an exercise and tried to objectively look at your form as if it was someone else? Does that look like a good squat? Does it look like someone that pushed really, really hard every single set? The answer is probably no. Having bad form is usually going to be short range of motion and it's going to be more stressful on your joints than what it should be. And over time, this may lead to injuries and also just lead to you not breaking down enough muscle in the gym to be able to build up more muscle in the long run. It is fully okay to take one step back and get better form so you can take a bunch of steps forward with good form so you can have longevity with your workouts and not get hurt. The fifth reason you're probably not progressing in the gym is piggybacking on the last point, and that's you're rushing your reps. To maximize your muscle development, you want to control the eccentric phase of the movement. This is where you're going to break down the most amount of muscle, which is a good thing because you can build up even more muscle. A lot of people start to rush this phase of the exercise because the weight feels heavy or they don't feel confident they can get the rep. For example, on the bench press, how many times have you seen someone doing reps like this, and once it starts to get tough, they bounce off their chest, bounce. That's gonna limit your chest growth because you need to be controlling that weight. So think about it like this. When a set gets really, really tough and it starts to burn a lot, start to go even slower, make it burn even more. That's exactly what you wanna do to maximize your time in the gym and help you break through those plateaus. If you're liking this video so far, please consider giving this video a like and also subscribing to my channel to get more content that's gonna help beginners in the gym with less than 2 years of experience. Now let's get to the next point. All right, number 6 is a big one. The 6th reason that you may not be making progress in the gym is because you are ego lifting. Ego lifting is not necessarily a certain amount of weight. A lot of people think ego lifting just means you're going heavy, but that's not true because heavy is relative. For example, let's say your 1 rep max on a bench press is 135 pounds, but you go to the gym and you try to do 155 pounds. That's ego lifting. Even though it's not super heavy weight for some people or most people, you're doing 20 pounds more than you can do. So your form is gonna suck and your chance of injury is gonna be really high. Now, someone, let's say their max bench press is 405 pounds. If they go to the gym and do 365 pounds, that is not ego lifting. Yes, for a lot of people that would be heavy, but that's in their wheelhouse and capabilities. They're doing actually less than their 1 rep max. So that's just good old-fashioned hard training. And that's how you need to look at ego lifting. It's not the certain amount of weight that you're doing. It's not necessarily the amount of reps. It's that you cannot reasonably expect to get that and you still try it. Whether it be because you want to look strong or you don't want to look weak. It's all ego lifting if you cannot reasonably control that weight. Lifting at the upper limits of your capability is actually preferred, but that should not mean that you're going to the gym and maxing out every time you step in there. Train smart, but don't do 1 rep maxes all the time. That is ego lifting, and that can be the very thing that's stopping you from making more progress. The 7th reason why you may not be progressing in the gym is a mental one. It's having a lack of killer instinct. Many beginners with less than 2 years of training experience get great results in the gym by literally doing anything. It doesn't matter if you have a plan, if you're tracking your workouts, if you're eating correctly. If you go from not doing anything to doing something, that is progress. The issue here is once that progress stops from you not having any direction of how you're gonna attack this, what do you do now? A lot of people, they start to give up. They think I'm at a plateau, there's nothing to do here, I guess I'll just quit. But I wanna challenge that thought. Have you ever thought to yourself, maybe if I went to the gym with an all or nothing attack that I'm gonna dominate this workout, that you could probably make more progress? It doesn't matter if you're like way stronger, you just need to be a little bit stronger. So to be able to achieve that, think about it like this. Let's say you could do 135 pounds on a bench press for 10 reps. Are you really giving it your all when you do 10 reps? Could you do 11? Do you know for sure you can't do 11? Have you ever tried it? Go to the gym with the mindset of, I will not stop moving my arms until that bar slows down. And if you get to 10 and it's really tough, think to yourself, if this was a life and death scenario, or if somebody gave me $1 million right now, but only if I did 1 more rep, could I do it? And when you have that mentality with every single set, you're gonna start to make more progress because you're getting 1 rep at a time more. You do 1 rep here, 1 rep there, and over the course of weeks and months, that adds up to a lot more muscle and a lot more strength. And that's just by doing 1 extra rep. Now think about it, could you do 2 extra, 3 extra? This is the type of stuff that people that get great progress, that they go through mentally in their head. They get focused and they attack a set with everything they have. And then when you rest, you go ahead and rest. You don't have to think about it. But when you're in it, you give it your all, everything you got Think about it like you are the beast, and I promise you're gonna make great progress. The 8th reason why you're not making progress in the gym ties into that last point of not having a killer instinct is that you may not be training hard enough. A lot of people go to the gym and they think they're working out so hard. But if you see other people working out, they're talking on the phone in the gym, they're texting in between sets, they may be talking while they're actually doing a set, they're bobbing their head and listening to music instead of focusing on what they got going on. And it's just very lackluster training that happens in most gyms. And those are the people that aren't getting the results they should be getting. Now, on the flip side, if you've ever been to a powerlifting gym or a strongman gym or a gym where there are high-level athletes, yes, they may have a good time in the gym, but when it's time to get to it, the focus is unreal. They are locked in fully to make sure they're training hard enough. You need to see the time in the gym as not just a social hour. You're there to achieve an objective. You want to be bigger, stronger, leaner, more athletic. You have to go all out and train hard. That means focusing on your sets. Another way to think about training hard is that you may not even be training enough. How many times have you trained in the last 2 years, in the last 1 year, in the last 6 months? Do you know the answer to that? The answer is probably lower than what you would need to get the result you're trying to achieve. Now, to be honest, once you're at a pretty high level physically, you honestly don't have to work that hard to maintain it. And you don't have to work out as much as you did to get to that level. But you need to get to that level first. If you're watching this video, you're probably not already at a high level of fitness and you're trying to get to that. So you need to be putting in the work way more often than you're not putting it in the work. This means working out just on the weekends, that won't cut it. Working out when it fits into your schedule well, that won't cut it. It has to be more than that. You likely need to be training anywhere from 150 to 260 days per year where you're lifting weights in the gym, trying to progressively overload. If that sounds like a lot, that breaks down to 3 to 5 days per week of training. And that's something that most people can do, even with a busy schedule, and should be able to do. For a lot of people, they're nowhere near that number of 150 to 260 workouts per year. So if you know for sure that you aren't making progress in the gym, even though you're trying really hard, but you know you haven't worked out at least 150 times in this past year, you know what to do. Get to work, get in that gym more often. The 9th reason that you may not be progressing in the gym is because you're not prioritizing your recovery. Let's say you took my advice from the last point and you work out 300 times in a year, but you still aren't making progress. And now you're like, I don't know what to do. What is happening? I'm working out so hard. I'm training so hard. I'm going to failure every set, but I'm not making progress. Well, you may not be recovering well from all that hard work. When I hear someone's working out really hard and they're not making progress, and I can verify that they actually are pushing themselves, the next questions that I have is, how much sleep are you getting? Is it at least 7 hours a night on average? The answer is usually no. Are you drinking a lot of water? Are you decreasing your stress in other areas of your life? These are all important factors when it comes to making consistent progress. Beginners have to understand this point. Training hard does not get you results. Recovering from training hard gets you results. If you need help on the sleep side, you can download an app like Sleep Cycle. That's something that I use personally, and that really helps you be more accountable to getting more sleep and even higher quality sleep than you're currently getting. And that could be enough to start getting you past that plateau and get more results. If you need help losing fat, I have a free training that can help you out. I have a Fat Loss 101 webinar where I cover everything that goes into losing fat that a beginner needs to know. This covers nutrition basics, training basics, and other factors that you may not even consider keep you from losing body fat. So if you're interested in that, click the link in the description box. And if you need to build muscle and bulk up, I have a free 28-day lean bulking blueprint where you can follow a training and nutrition program for free. And that is also in the link in the description box, so check that out. Now let's see what the 10th reason is why you're not making progress in the gym. The 10th reason why you're not making progress in the gym is because you are not eating properly for your goal. What is your current nutrition plan for maximizing your progress in the gym? Do you even have one? If you're like most people, you don't. What most people do is they try to do their best and not eat junk, but really that means absolutely nothing. You have to have a set plan of what you're trying to achieve every day with your fitness, but also with your nutrition. Are you trying to eat a certain amount of protein, a certain amount of carbs, a certain amount of fat, a certain amount of calories? If you're not, you should be. And if you think you don't need to do that, I ask you why. If you're at a plateau and what you're doing is not working anymore, it would be crazy to do the same thing and expect something to change. So maybe you need to start having a nutrition plan. Everyone that has a high level physique or high level strength, they have some type of plan that they're on. Put it simply, for most people, they should try to eat about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight that they're trying to be. You're trying to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, and you're trying to eat the calories that have you at the body weight you're trying to be. If you're heavier than you want to be, you drop your calories down. If you're lighter than you want to be, you increase your calories. That's to put it as simple as possible, and then you get more nuanced as you get more advanced with your training. I recommend taking some time to plan out a week's worth of food so you can limit the amount of decisions you have to make every single day on what you're going to eat, and you try to meal prep. So you plan out 7 days worth of eating, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, however many times you're going to eat, and you cook that food 2 to 3 times throughout the week. And this is going to make it really easy to make that your routine, and that's going to be your nutrition plan that works best for you. Before you get frustrated and give up on your fitness journey, address those 10 reasons why you may be struggling in the gym. And that's going to make a big impact on your longevity, which is the most important thing if you want to make progress in the gym and keep it. You have to do it for a long time. Don't think in terms of weeks, think in terms of months and years. But the only way you're going to do that is by addressing the major things that hold you back. What you'll find is you're probably doing at least one of these things not as good as you could be doing. And as soon as you change that, you'll have way more fun in the gym because you're stronger, you look better, you're leaner, you feel more athletic. And then you go through each step every time you hit a plateau because one of those is probably off. If you want more videos like this, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have any questions at all, feel free to drop a comment.